Let's talk about some of the interesting things that we can learn from physics. Let me just begin with an example that's near and dear to my heart these days. My wife and I try to walk about 3 miles up and down hills around our neighborhood every day. That's not a lot of strain for some of the younger people who are listening, but for us old people it keeps us in reasonably good shape. However, we've been plagued by 2 large aggressive dogs in recent times. I've been attacked maybe 6 times. I know dogs, I know how to handle dogs, and besides I have taken after the first attack to carrying a club. I'm not particularly worried about myself or my wife, whom I've taught to use pepper spray fairly accurately and fairly quickly. The dogs are Labradors, who are not known for their aggressiveness, but these dogs are very aggressive. They will attack on sight. Attack, maybe harass is a better word. However, they did nip my wife one time, and I've talked to other people who've been chased over fences by them and so forth, and I'm afraid they're going to harm somebody. Now, what does that have to do with physics? Well, when I walk, this isn't the kind of club I actually carry, but this will do for a demonstration. If I have something about this length and this mass, I can hit a dog over the head pretty hard. I can pretty well provide a deterrent, although I will warn you that dogs are really fast. Now, I've played enough sports and I'm still in pretty good shape. I'm not as quick as I used to be, but I'm over 50 years old, and you know, there's maybe an excuse for that, but that's not the point. The point is that I'm still pretty quick, okay? But I don't have a prayer of hitting those dogs unless I have just the right tool in my hand. Now, if I have a stick of this length, what can I do to protect myself? And more to the point, because I'm not too worried about protection, I think I can deter the dogs from attacking me, but I really want to find out who the dog's owners are, and so do the police. Because if we could find out who the owners are, we could inform the owners what their dogs are doing and maybe prevent them from harming somebody else. So really, what I want to do is I want to injure these dogs, not permanently, not seriously, although if I had to kill one to save somebody, I certainly would. I happen to like dogs and I like Labradors. These 2 aren't my favorites, but I'm not going to harm them in any way any more than I need to. Okay, so if I've got a short club here, can I mark those dogs? Well, if a dog attacks me, and that is a possibility, if the dog attacks me, I can take this club, and wherever the dog attacks, I can move pretty quickly to get to the dog. Okay? And I can hit the dog pretty hard. But the dog has to attack me. If the dog is out there staying out of the range of my feet, if I try to kick the dog, they know that people can kick, and they're afraid of the feet. So they usually stay out of the range of the feet. Now, if the dog is out of range of my feet, can I get him with the club? Can I lunge at the dog and hit him? No. No way. Dogs are much too fast. Even a slow dog is much too fast. So this stick is too short. Okay? It's pretty effective if the dog actually comes up close enough to bite me. Although, again, I'll say that if the dogs really knew how fast they were, or if a trained dog came at me, I wouldn't have a chance, even with a club. Trained Doberman is much too fast, moves faster than the human can respond to. Okay, but a Labrador, Labradors aren't all that fast. Okay, now, here's another possibility, a rod. Okay, this is about 4 feet long in metal. I can hold the rod here, and I can move pretty fast. Okay, I can. If I hold the rod close to the center, I can maneuver it pretty quickly, but not as quickly as I could the club. If I hold the rod by the end, okay, and the dog's out there, well, I've got enough range to hit him, but can I get there fast? No, that's not very fast. Okay, that's as fast as I can go. That's as fast as I can get the end of the rod out there, but not nearly as fast as I can move this club. The rod doesn't weigh a whole lot more than the club. It's an aluminum rod, but I can move the club much faster. There's a reason for that, and it's in the physics. And in this semester, you'll learn enough physics to understand how we can quantify this situation. And if we knew how fast the dogs were and how fast I am, we could come up with an optimal solution, which wouldn't be a very good solution. Of course, dogs are much faster than people, and especially faster than me. but we can at least analyze that sort of thing using physics.